What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Now we are starting to find some more information on the individual that waltzed his way up to a roof and somehow defeated the world's most intelligent, well-organized defense and it was able to almost erase President Trump from this planet. That's right. Now, not thanks to the FBI, from what I can tell, not thanks to the Secret Service, but due to literally the digging of the creator or the owner of various social media sites, or a particular social media site, we have found their social media, it appears. The posts are quite interesting. Make sure, by the way, I'm going to stay on this story until we get an answer. And if you appreciate that, make sure you leave a like on this video wherever you're watching it. And if you're wherever you are, please create an account and follow me or subscribe. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Rumble, follow. If you haven't yet, download the Rumble app today after watching this video. Follow The Quartering because I can be a lot more free there when we do our live streams because there's a lot to say about this. Also, thankful for Coffee Brand Coffee real quick. My coffee company. We're not some dropship outlet. We just released our summer blend. S'mores coffee, orange creamsicle, hazelnut churro, and blackberry cream, all 15% off. Promo code SUMMER. Limited time only. Supports me directly. 100% money back guarantee. Link in the description. I know that was a quick call up, but I want to get to this. Now, Thomas Matthew Crooks made 9 posts on Gab supporting President Biden, the lockdowns, and Biden's border policies, according to Gab founder Andrew Torba. Now, Gab is a particularly free speech platform for the most part. Just like any platform that says it's free speech, I wish they would call it freer speech because X still has rules, Rumble still has rules, and so does Gab, okay? Their rules all vary differently, but for the most part, I've always appreciated Gab's mission and support their platform existing and succeeding and being huge, you know? Quote, let's look at some of these actually posts, right? One of the posts says, I'm sorry, explain to me how Trump was ever concerned with what the left wanted or anybody in the GOP for that matter. Let's look at these actually, okay? Here's his account, okay? Didn't you also think that Biden would lose in a landslide? Yeah, I would not be very confident in your election predictions. This is somebody who has replied to a prominent right-wing commentator and fellow Rumble creator. By the way, I'm live on Rumble every day at 1 Eastern. Download that app, follow The Quartering, tune in there for unfiltered news every day at 1 Eastern. Here's another post. First of all, Biden executive orders didn't incentivize trafficking as they aren't interested in citizenships. Likewise, the majority of immigrants are not criminals. The fact that they cross the border makes them a criminal automatically. But anyway, and they show lower crime rates of crimes, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, so he's pro-immigration, okay? Then we see this. So far, one turnout for the 2020 election was 67%, while in 2012 it was 55%. He's talking basically just, loosely about politics. You also see this. Actually, the executive order allows an easier path to U.S. citizenship, therefore no longer making them illegal and allowing children to join their already legalized immigrant parents. Here's someone also responding to Katie Hopkins saying the reasons that the passings are down is because you're stuck in your house. So he's pro-lockdown. And by the way, here's how you know he's left-wing, right? He's reply guying all right-wing accounts, right? Prison Planet is, gosh, why can't I think of his name right now? Anyway, Prison Planet, right-wing account, Cat Herd, right-wing account. A lot of these people are all right-wing. Here he's, again, pro-lockdown. That's funny because the first order mandates as a reuniting of any families separated at the border. The second and third order is a review of Trump's immigration policies and other previous policies. However, his order doesn't actually open up borders. So again, he's open borders. Explain to me how Trump was ever concerned with what the left wanted or anybody in the GOP for that matter. Here's Prison Planet again. Why can't I think of his name? Your name is escaping me, dude. And we've talked on the phone and Paul Joseph Watson. Sorry. Here he is. He accidentally didn't bleep this out. It looks like it was Epic Microwave. Oops, didn't blur that one out. Here he is. That's funny because the first order mandates a reuniting of families. So again, he's reply guying right-wing accounts. Interesting stuff. Here is, confirmation based on an emergency disclosure request from law enforcement agency. Okay, so this is so they're looking. So here is a statement from Andrew Torba, who owns Gab, right? Approximately 30 minutes ago, Gab learned that Thomas Crooks, the deranged Joe Biden supporter who attempted to take out Donald Trump, may have had an account on our platform. We are unable to confirm that this account in question actually belonged to him. The account was last active on the site in 2021. As far as we are aware, the account did not use the site to send any direct messages. He posted on the site 9 times in total. While the account made very few posts on the site, the majority of them were in support of President Biden. A number of posts in particular expressed support for President Biden's lockdowns, border policies, and executive orders. We have saved the account data pending receipt of a search warrant. So the FBI looks like they have identified this account, Epic Microwave, as him. I wonder if there's a Reddit account under a similar name. He writes, "We are disclosing this information at significant personal and business risk. If past is any guide, defying the DC consensus by publishing the first definitive evidence that the lunatic was a Biden supporter, something Democrats and the media allies have tried to cover up and deny at every turn, has a high probability of resulting in significant political and media backlash. In the past, we have been the target of politically motivated inquiries from both the House Oversight Committee and Joint Committee on January incidents, both of which sought to interfere with our mission of protecting free speech online. The enemies of freedom have the ability to impose significant present and future legal costs to any donation we receive will help defray those costs." So you talk about, using this as fundraising. I don't care about that. That's good. Some more context. The reason we know is because we received an emergency disclosure request from a law enforcement agency. So they knew. So now they've started to figure out, oh, here's the social media. Here's a social media account. Here's what he says. Also disclosed their search history. Now, obviously, we know that they looked up for some little good time videos. They spent a little time looking for that. We know that. But also, it looks like they researched the JFK incident, also flew a drone in the rally area and had things that go boom in the car. Now, we know due to the testimony yesterday, FBI Director Christopher Wray confirmed Wednesday that he searched the distance between John F. Kennedy and the person when it happened, so he's figuring out how long the shot was. He also said that he was at the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania this month, flew a drone over the area 2 hours before the campaign speech, and had 2 relatively crude things that go boom in his car. I want to know where he got that stuff. I want to know what relatively crude means. I want to know, was it like fancy stuff, or was it like, hey, he just put a bunch of things together and hoped it would go off? I want to know how he knew how to do a remote detonation without having any search history about that. There's a lot of questions that I'm asking. He also revealed to the judiciary community for the first time on July 6th that he did a Google search for how far Lee Harvey Oswald was from Kennedy in 1963. That same day, he registered for the July 13th rally. I mean, was he trying to set a record on the distance? I don't know. It's certainly odd to me. It's certainly odd to me that we've gotten such a slow trickle of information. That's why I'm staying so aggressive on this. That's why I hope that you're following or subscribing and sharing these videos, because people have already moved on. That search obviously is significant for his state of mind he's talking about. Crooks first visited the grounds a week before the event for about 20 minutes. He visited the grounds again the morning of the rally for 70 minutes, then went back for good in the afternoon. Another revelation is that he had a collapsible stock, blah, blah, blah. This is why no one could see him carrying it. I don't know. We haven't found, we haven't yet found anybody with firsthand observation of him with the weapon walking around beforehand. Who knows? You know, we do not believe he used a ladder to get up there. Well, what did he buy the ladder for? All this stuff. By the way, we saw on video yesterday, we saw on video yesterday that he was right outside the window of half a dozen FBI and Secret Service agents, it looked like. You know? Now he had pictures of Trump and Biden and this and that. This is nuts. Also, he was not the only suspicious person at the rally. This is yet another bombshell. In addition to the would-be loser, Lee Tardy Oswald, other suspicious people were noted by security at the event. Was he the only one to be determined suspicious that day? Representative Andrew Garabino asked. No, he was not. They identified Crooks for not matriculating. Crooks never made it through the secure perimeter into the venue space itself. Interesting. So if they had extended the secure zone just a few hundred feet, he never would have been able to pull it off, right? There were at least two other suspicious people identified and tracked by law enforcement that day, but after spotting Crooks with the rangefinder, he became a special individual who was, quote, even more suspicious. Law enforcement officials spotted him at 5:10, identifying him as a suspicious person of interest. 30 minutes later, about 20 minutes before he took the stage, a sniper spotted him looking at his phone and a rangefinder, took a photo of him and sent it to the group chat. There was a text thread that was going. They took a photo of him at some point when he utilized the rangefinder. The suspicion was heightened. I know from an interview that was immediately relayed to the command post at the Secret Service. Well, then why was Trump allowed on stage? Why was he allowed on stage? Answer me that question right now. That is the $1 million question that the America needs an answer to. And I will continue to keep asking. I will continue to keep covering this. And I will continue to ask you to follow, subscribe, and share my videos because I'm going to do the best I can to apply pressure and help us all get to the bottom of this. I hope you were informed by this video. If you were, please do leave a like on it. And if you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below. And we'll talk to you again real soon.